everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is you get to watch this video. This is the CombatantMaggie here. I'm a Nigerian mom tuber resident in Germany, and I bring you contents around our sojourn here in Germany and generally contents about family, faith, and lifestyle. So sit back and I'll be right back. So in Germany, just like with most major European cities, transportation works excellently, and it's very practical to live in Germany without owning a car. Even if you live in a big city or metropolitan area, you do not necessarily need a car because transportation works. So even in small cities, most German cities have very good road network that uses buses, trams, and urban and suburban trains to move around. So for the sake of this video, I'm only bringing you information that borders around the Berlin-Brandenburg area because that is where I live. So this the information on this video might not apply to other parts of Germany, but this information applies to Berlin and Brandenburg area. So just a small caveat there, so we don't get things mixed up. Different ways to get around here in Germany. You can get around using the S-Bahn, the U-Bahn. So the S-Bahn is the state Bahn, Stadtbahn. So it runs intercity, but it's a slow-paced rail transport system. And the U-Bahn is the underground, like similar to what you call the underground or call the metro in other cities. And you have also buses, you have streetcars or trams, whatever you guys call them, and you have, of course, taxi and other means of transporting people. But these are like the major ones here in Germany, and I'm just going to talk briefly about them and how they work, and talk about the ticketing system and how flexible transportation is here in Germany. So the transport system in Germany is actually regional, and in the way it works here, if you buy a ticket to travel, you are allowed to hop in and out of all of the different means of transportations. Yes, so if I buy a day ticket, I can hop in and off the bus, the tram, the train along my journey. So the only thing is you are allowed to hop on and off for as long as that ticket is valid. Yes, so let's talk about ticketing. This is how it basically works. You can get tickets on the buses, you can get them on the trams, or you can go to specialized ticketing office to buy them, or on platforms at train stations. A normal ticket is valid for 2 hours, and within that period you're allowed to switch different modes of transportation. Like you can use the bus, the tram, you can use it, but just within the validity of your ticket. So, but you're not allowed to travel back towards where you started your journey with that same ticket. You're allowed to buy another ticket that takes you back. Is that clear? If you want to save money, you can buy a yearly ticket, which is usually in plastic form. It's an electronic plastic card. This is similar to what I have here. I have a yearly one. Or you can buy a monthly ticket. It's usually a paper ticket like this, and you need to validate it depending on where you buy it. If you buy tickets on the bus, you don't need to validate it because you buy them to use immediately. The assumption is you didn't have a ticket, you hopped in and you buy it. If you buy tickets on the bus here in Potsdam, Berlin, not from the driver. Yeah, even if you buy it from the driver, or you buy it from the ticketing machine in the bus, you don't need to validate it. It's just like a paper form like this, it just comes. But if you can also buy ticket ahead of your journey, that you have to validate. And in Germany, there are no turnstiles that allows you entrance into the train station. So you don't need to scan your ticket to get entrance into the train station to get on trams. There you won't find anything like that. So Germany operates on an honor system. The assumption is you have to get a valid bus or tram or train ticket to get on. So they assume that they just give you that benefit of doubt that you would do that. So sometimes some people, you might be tempted to skip buying a ticket, but you never know when those plain clothed controllers just show off and say that dreaded word, Fahrkarte bitte. Simply translated as ticket please, and you have to show a valid ticket. So it's a different thing if you bought a ticket but it's not validated, you still have to pay a fine. And you have to pay a fine of 60 euros. It used to be 40 euros, but I think in 2015 thereabout, it was increased to 60 euros, and you have to pay that money. If you do not pay it, it goes into your record as an offender. So those are the measures that they put in Germany to just make the system work, and I totally like it. So you don't get turnstiles. Like when I travel to Paris, I noticed that there are turnstiles. You can't even get into the train station unless you have a valid ticket. But here in Germany, no. Germany has the honor system, even though it operates on the trust but verify principle. So that's why you don't know when those plainclothes people show up. And when they do, you have to pay. So when you think about the fact that a normal ticket will cost you €2.80, why the embarrassment? Why why allow yourself to be embarrassed, and why do you have to pay such a high, fine? I have a yearly ticket, but if for whatever reason I forget it, which happens quite often, because if I have a different bag and I had it in my wallet, or if I have it in my pocket and I change my jacket, then I'm traveling without this. And if you travel without a valid ticket, it's called Schwarzfahren, like you're driving black. That's what it directly means. You're riding black. That's so. And if you get caught, you have to pay a fine. So, but in this case, if I say, oh, I have a ticket, but I just forgot to bring it, I still have to pay a fine of €7. But it's cheaper to buy a ticket than when you get controlled and you have to pay €7. €7 is even more expensive, because my one-way ticket will cost me around €2.80 thereabout. Instead of paying that, then I have to pay more. So it don't make sense. If I miss that, it's safe to just buy a one-way ticket, a short distance ticket. Yes, and the German transport system is so amazing. I like the flexibility. And the good thing is you have the yearly subscription and you have the monthly subscription. The difference is this. So for the yearly subscription, I ride for 12 months, but I pay for 10 months. Amazing, guys. But if you have the monthly one, you pay every month and you get a ticket like this, which can easily go missing. And if you miss a ticket like this, a monthly ticket like this, you won't get any refund. But if my plastic ticket goes missing, I can go back to them. It's electronic, and I'll get a replacement, and it still covers from that period I got missing. I just need to pay an extra for the plastic card. But if I have this paper, there's no guarantee. It can easily get missing, and I have to pay 12 months. But this is amazing because I'm not paying a lump sum. You can pay a lump sum, at the beginning of the year or at the end of the year, but you can also pay monthly. I pay monthly, like they take the money from my account every month, but I'm covered I pay just 10 months and I can ride for 12 months. It's really amazing. That's how flexible this system is. So apart from that, you can also buy it fortnightly, that's bi-weekly, or you can buy it weekly, or you can buy it daily. Of course, it's more expensive. And they also have a day ticket where you pay €4 and it admits 2 adults and 2 kids, I think. I'm not pretty sure about that, but it's very fair also, and it allows you to ride on all of the different modes of transportation until the next day at 3 a.m. So transport system here is really amazing. I love it. We have the 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. So if you work shifts, like you don't work in the mornings, you work at afternoons, you can buy your ticket to start from 9 a.m. or from 10 a.m. But if for whatever reason you need to go out early, you need to buy an extension ticket. Otherwise, if you get controlled, you pay €60, guys. Yes. Those are the checks and balances that helps the system to function properly. And I think it just makes sense. Some quick facts that you need to know about using public transportation in Germany. Tickets must be validated. It's not enough to buy a ticket without validating them in the ticket validating machines. You find them in buses and trams. You find them on all of the different modes of transportation. You find them in the train train stations as well. So if you do not validate it, it's as good as saying you're riding Schwarzfahren, you're riding black. So if you get controlled, you have to pay the fine also. Another thing is that you get on the bus through the front door and then you get off through the rear end. So that you're expected to show your ticket to the bus drivers. Even though nowadays there's a machine that scans your ticket to, scans the validity of your ticket. So once you come in, you need to scan that, and the driver needs to hear the beep that says pass, that checks it, then you can go in. But if it doesn't check it, then the driver can't control you. You understand? So that's the normal thing. But most drivers don't even care. The honor system, nobody bothers you. But if you get controlled, you have to pay the fine. So the best thing is just to be on the side of the law, to do the right thing, and avoid all of the unnecessary embarrassments and inconvenience. Tickets can also be bought online. So another thing you need to know is when you're planning your trip, you need to know what zone you're traveling towards or traveling in. So like every city is divided into different zones, A, B, C, or D, depending on how big the city is. So like where I live, I use a ticket for Potsdam AB because that's where I live, that's where my children are, that's where most of the things that happen around me happens. So you can, if you walk in the C zone, you have to buy a ticket that is ABC, which is more expensive. So if you have an AB ticket, it's cheaper than an ABC because you're traveling farther. So because Berlin Brandenburg is a region, so to say, if I need to travel to Berlin now, since I have the Potsdam AB ticket, all I need to do is just to get an extension ticket for €1.60 to get me to Berlin. When I'm coming back, I need to buy another €1.60, and that €1.60 extension ticket allows me to travel for 2 hours. Yeah, basically to get me to Berlin, finish up whatever thing I need to do, and I need to buy another ticket. So it will cost me €3.20 in addition to my ticket. So a monthly ticket will cost you around €40. These are all of the information. These are the basic things you need to know about public transportation in Germany, and the fact that public transportation in Germany works always give me that chill. Like I need to walk less than 200 meters from my house to get to the nearest bus stop to get me to wherever I need to go to. And these bus stations are so strategically positioned that they're so convenient, to bring you to the central areas. Transportation system in Germany works. That's all I can say. So if you're thinking of moving to Germany and asking yourself this question, do we need a car? Do we not need a car? There's another thing you need to consider. Are you a large family? Do you have young kids? Do they have to take lessons? You need to shuttle? Are you working? And all of that. So if your schedule is kind of tight, you might need a car. And if you have family, but otherwise it just works fine to go around with the public transport system here in Germany. So this brings me to the end of this video. I hope you found this enlightening. I hope you found this educating. I hope you know better how the German transport system works now. So thank you for staying through. Remember, it works if you work it. So I'll see you in my next one. Bye for now.